All right, I want to welcome two of our French optimal EFTers. And I'll have you ladies raise your hand. The first is my good friend over many years, Francois Vacher. Raise your hand, Francois. Okay. And her daughter, Camille Vacher. Pronounce your last name.
Guyet.
Guyet. Okay. G-U-Y-E-T. I just didn't know how to pronounce it. Okay. So let me give a little kind of a summary up here first, and then we're going to talk about Camille's rather extraordinary result from optimal EFT having to do with arthritis, severe arthritis in her neck. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, if I understand this right, Camille, this whole problem started about 5 years ago, and the doctors were telling you that basically that the discs in your neck had been degenerated, just sort of worn out. I have that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But the pain was not in your neck.
No.
It was in your shoulder.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Take a minute or two to describe what that pain was like. You told me on a scale of 0 to 10 it was a 15, this kind of thing. So, but tell us about it.
It was like a knife in the muscles, you know, like you crush like that. Like it was really, really, really hard. And I was crying at night, at least.
And you would lose sleep over it?
I couldn't sleep. No.
Okay.
Oh, that's the reason why I went to the doctor.
Okay. So, but that pain was like always there, or did it come and go a little bit, or what?
Yes, it was harder and harder.
I didn't hear the words. I'm sorry.
It was harder and harder.
Harder and harder. In other words, it was persistent and didn't change. Day and night, pain.
Yes. At first, it was only at night, and then it was day and night.
Okay.
It was horrible.
All right. And you didn't know it was anything wrong with your neck until you eventually saw doctors.
Yeah.
You had an MRI done and so on. They said, no, there's something wrong with the neck. That's causing the pain in the shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think they had two different solutions for you. One was to put some kind of a plate or some grafted bones or something like that in your neck. That was one, or medication, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Correct.
All right. So rather than do those things, you thought you would try together with your mother.
Yeah.
Optimal EFT, the unseen therapist. You didn't do the tapping form at all.
No,
you just did that. Okay.
Yeah.
So Francois, why don't you talk a little bit about how the session? I mean, you had 3 sessions altogether, correct?
Yeah, 3 sessions. Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to go in great detail, but just give me kind of what happened? I mean, a little bit of result the first time. I mean, more result later. What was it?
The first time the pain was at 10, and after I would say 2 rounds of 2 rounds first
of the unseen therapist.
It lowered to 8, next to 6, the second one, and next the last one to a 2.
Okay, so in the first session it went from a 10 on down to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
No
tapping.
Say it again.
No tapping at all.
No tapping. Okay. So it's only unseen therapist. Now, how long did that last?
I would say 30 minutes, Camille. I don't remember.
20
minutes. Yeah.
No, I mean, how long did the relief last?
The relief lasted about until the next session, Camille. The next session. So we decided to do a second session. Yes, that's it.
Just so I understand, it went from a 10 to a 2 in the first session, okay. And then it stayed roughly at a 2 until you did another session.
Yeah.
And that was what, a week later, a few days later, a month later?
I don't know. A week later,
No, a week later.
A week later.
Yeah.
All right. And so then it was you started at a 2, and then did it go to 0 from then, or what?
It was the third time. I remember that I could sleep at the second time, and the third time it was completely over.
Okay. So you got some other result after the second time, but by the time you did the third one, it was completely over, and that's been 3 years ago?
Around 3 years ago.
Around 3 years ago, yeah.
And there's been...
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Francois.
It was just after, I think, after the workshop at Foster City, I think.
Oh, you came to one of my workshops in Foster City.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's been maybe 3 years ago. Yeah, something like that. So, but in the meantime, 3 years ago, I mean, after doing that, you've had zero pain in the shoulders, completely gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Now, what we don't know is whether or not something mechanically really happened. We can only assume that, that something was repaired so that you don't have the pain anymore. But we don't know because you didn't want to go to the x-rays and the MRIs and all the other stuff because it's invasive to the body. Yes?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So we don't, all we really know is there's been no pain for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And I can't sleep.
Okay.
I go to sleep. Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. Now that's in the category, in my opinion, of one of our impossible healings. Impossible meaning it's the kind of thing medicine really can't do without some drastic surgery or without some medications and stuff like that, which have their own problems. You just simply brought in the unseen therapist in a quality way with your mother's help.
Yeah.
And
yeah, of course.
Gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Typically impossible. Okay. So we will say thank you, unseen therapist. I take no credit for it. Your mother might want to take credit for it, but I won't let her. Except for her skills in bringing in the unseen therapist.
Yeah, just trust the unseen therapist and trust you, Gary, of course.
Okay. Well, okay. Thanks, both of you. This is going to be a really nice recording. I think people are going to learn a lot from this. It's going to open some eyes.